Please find hereafter a brief outline of the process for customs clearance in Ireland when you are importing your personal effects with Oman BeverlySmyth. You are permitted to import your personal effects and motor vehicle or boat into Ireland without the payment of import taxes, provided that you can show to customs that you have been living in your country of origin for 12 months and now intends to take up permanent residence in Ireland for a minimum of 185 calendar days. All the items must have been owned and used by you for at least 6 months and are now being imported for personal use and not for resale. When we refer to your country of origin, we mean the country from where the goods will be shipped from. If your items are coming from one country and you another, the shipment will be liable to import taxes. In this case, a full valued inventory is required, at which point we will then arrange a customs entry for the assessment of import taxes. Where you are transferring residence to Ireland, we need to provide documentary evidence to Customs and Excise to confirm that you have been living overseas and now intend to take up permanent residence in Ireland. The first step is to complete the C&E 1076 form. 1. This is the name that the consignment has been shipped under and the name of the person that will receive the goods in Ireland. 2. Irish number. 3A. Address of your home outside of Ireland. 3B. Address where you expect to take delivery. In some cases, you may not have a permanent address. It is okay to put your temporary address here. 4. Your occupation before you moved to Ireland. 5. In the case of having lived in Ireland previously, we would ask that you put the from date as the date you left the country and the to date, the date you arrived back into the country. In the case of having never lived in Ireland before, you can put the from date as your date of birth and the to date, the date you have arrived into the country. 6. This is the date that you arrived into Ireland to take up permanent residence. 7. This is requested from Customs if you have previously imported a car without the payment of import taxes. You can complete this as appropriate. Property details. This part of the form is actually completed by us. Once the consignment arrives into the country, we will have the import details to fill this portion of the form in. Vehicle details. You will need to complete this portion of the form, noting the respective details of your car. If you are bringing 2 cars in, this page needs to be copied and the details inputted accordingly. 13. Make and model. You can find this information on your certificate of title. 14. Current registration number. This is the registration number on your vehicle at the time of export from your origin country. 15. Country where registered. This would be the country from where the consignment was shipping. 16. Date of first use and possession by applicant. Date of purchase, which should be on your certificate of title. 17 and 18, we will complete these sections. 19. Address where the vehicle is currently kept. This will be your permanent address in Ireland. 20. When the vehicle was acquired, was it the subject, yes or no, please tick, of an exemption or refund of tax? If yes, please refer to Revenue Information Leaflet VRT4 concerning duty-free motor vehicles and provide details on page 6 of this form. Page 3, Declaration and Undertaking. You must read all the details on this page and ensure that you sign and date the document at the end of the page. Pages 4, 5 and 6, List of articles to be imported. You can attach a copy of the inventory that was prepared at origin. Please ensure that you sign the bottom of each page. Page 7. We will complete this section. Page 8. You will see on the last page of this document, the customs have a note of the paperwork they request, which will assist them with processing your shipment for clearance without the payment of import taxes. Evidence of residence abroad. Disposal of property abroad. A letter from a solicitor confirming the sale and/or copy of lease of property outlining rental period. Cessation of employment. A copy of a letter from your previous employer confirming length of time and last date of employment. In the case of you transferring residence to Ireland with your employer, a letter confirming the circumstances of this transfer will be needed. Evidence of day-to-day living. Any copies of old utility bills or credit card statements that are more than 6 months old. Evidence of owner of the vehicle being imported. Registration document in the importer's name. Certificate of insurance for at least the last 6 months prior to shipment. Invoice for purchase of vehicle. Bill of lading. Evidence of transfer of residence to Ireland. Acquisition of property in the state. If you have purchased a property in Ireland, we would ask that you obtain a letter from your solicitor confirming the purchase of this property. If you are renting the property, a copy of the lease will suffice. In the case where you might be staying with a relative, we would ask that they provide a letter confirming this arrangement. This letter will need to be stamped at the local Garda station. Commencement of employment. If you are being transferred by your employer, we would ask that the letter contain confirmation of your transfer to Ireland. In the case where you have terminated your employment in the country of origin and are taking up a new position in Ireland, we would ask that you provide a copy of your letter of employment. If you are currently looking for employment and have registered with an agency, a confirmation letter from them will be sufficient. Other documentation. Copy of registration for Irish school or college. The following TOR1 form will also need to be completed for all shipments returning to Ireland. TOR1, Section A, B, or C must be completed by applicant. A. For those returning to Ireland after residence abroad. Name, date of birth, PPS number, address in Ireland. B. For those taking up residence in Ireland for the first time. Name, date of birth, PPS number, address in Ireland, employer if any in Ireland, address of employer. C. For those transferring business to Ireland for the first time. Name, date of birth, PPS number, address in Ireland, VAT number. Relief from VAT can only be allowed when you have registered for VAT.